Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire. I have been playing this game for some time in the past week, and the main reason for that is to do this. And what I actually did is getting even further as I wanted to, but I wanted to keep this being a somewhat more interesting game as it used to be. And the big problem is that with everything I've done in the past weeks, month even, there isn't much left to do. If I try to expand into Scandinavia or the British Isles, I get a problem with the performance and the loading time, especially due to the recent update. So I was like, okay, I don't want to keep everything away from you, so I will just play along and get at the innovation points and then unlock big stuffs in a row. At some point, I was able to get the immigration office for almost free, which means I got it in auction. And because of that, I actually saved myself 300 points. So let's unlock the first technology, the iron cow catcher, increasing reliability of your locomotives by an additional 5%. So let's go to the engine shed. The last one is Waverley. I'm running Bourbonnais at the moment. Reliability 133. So let's see. Unlock. Then, because we need that anyway, we have Clark's preheater. Water, sand and lubricating oil consumption of your locomotives is reduced by an additional 5%. Now, we had that, and we have this 87. I think it's actually that one. So that's the next. Let's check. Yep, 82. So that is consumption. After that, we get the number 51 Dragon. Currently doing 54 speed, a few other things. Now, we had the Bourbonnais doing 59, 58% effective power. If we take the Dragon, and that's looking at things using wood to heat the boiler, and the Bourbonnais looks like it's using coal for the boiler. The Dragon is doing 54 kilometers an hour, but 62% tractive power. 62 compared to 58. Maintenance 39, consumption 90. 49.93, so that's going up. So this is one I'm thinking, should it be a yes or a no? But then, still got 400 points left. The next one is the Hulda. Speed 78 kilometers an hour. I'm not using the Waverley class. I am still using the Continent. 76 kmh. 78, it's only 2. Effective power 44%, 21%. So the Continent, the Hulda is actually a big improvement. And finally we got Roger's Mogul 56 tractive power and 72 kilometers an hour. If I compare it to that, 62, 56, that's quite close, especially when I compare it to the 58. 58%, 56%, it's only 2%, that's barely nothing. So I can unlock that one as well, which means we have a new locomotive for my freight train route, and we have a new locomotive for my express lines. On top of that, we still have 600 points left. So let's check. We have cost of in-service training, personnel office, production. This one. So let's see, that's going to cost me 50,687 at the moment. $58.67, 48, and look at that. That's faster. All the express lines are getting that message right now. Going there. Then I also got the rogue ball at some point in auction. So let's go for. Actually, this one isn't even that useful, but it's still processing. Price of new locomotive by another additional 5%. So we have the Mogul costing us 89,250. 89,250. 84. We also have the ability to get 5% extra drop in the maintenance requirement with steel wheels. 64. Meanwhile, I can pick up the other ones later. 58%. So we have another one. The Hulda, I didn't see that one yet. So what I'm going to do, replace engines. All block hunting now. I'm going to replace. It's going to cost me 18 million. And this is going to take some time. But I wanted to do this live and not in not in my when I'm playing this as a private game. And I will replace all the bottleneck. That's going to cost us 44 million. That's going to be one hack. Absolutely one hack of a quarterly bill at some point. At least I hope it does. And we have that one. Let's wait until it reacts. And it reacts. So all of that is done. Okay, this is actually what I meant about the problem we're facing. The simple fact that replacing stuff is going to cost a lot of time right now. So the rest of the points I will earn them over time, and we will do them probably when I enter 1860. So I'm going to collect that. We got the class F coming up at 59 kmh, 74% tractive power. Actually slow, but better compared to him. So we'll see about that one. Consolidation also 59, but look at tractive power. The consolidation is actually the kind of train I do remember from other games. Saxon mixed 69. So West 65. So I may actually at some point switch again, but for now I'm sticking to the Mogu. That means I will need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 1500 points. Should be able to do that. So that's one thing. Another thing I did is setting up a route between Schmidt train station, Eckermann stop, Strasbourg, Luxembourg, and then Topfer, and eventually Nancy, or Louis-Saint and to Nancy, something like that anyway. The reason I am picking up coal, take it to Strasbourg, where I will turn the coal into chemicals and steel, which means I need iron from Eckermann, take it to Strasbourg for steel. The steel is then sent to Luxembourg. I'm going to pick up the wood, turn that to Luxembourg, where the wood is actually in a steel plant. One coal to iron is 2.8 steel, but we also have a chemical plant, which is why I did the 1:1. 2 coal gives 3.2 chemicals, and as you can see, actually upgraded in the steel plant. Not yet. It's making a loss, but that chemical plant is doing pretty well. Weaver mills. So, steel. Then in Luxembourg, the steel is turned into tools. And I need 2 wood, 2 steel for 3.2 tools. I also need wood to comfort, to keep the population happy. So I have actually set 2 trips, I think to Louis-Saint, deliver wood to Luxembourg. And this one is slowly starting to make a profit, but not good enough. And eventually we send it to Nancy, where we will store it. So I have, let's see, let's follow this one because we're going to ride along for a while. I would like to see how things are going with the new trains. I'm not going to use the horn yet. This one is going to Nancy. So one big headlight, okay? I don't have to. Doing a little bit weird stuff at the moment. At some point here we'll have a turn and see how things are going. Like that's how it looks on the sky. And this starts to look more and more like ones you have seen in movies that often. Although, no, this one is using charcoal as well. Look at that. Well, that one isn't looking that bad actually. It's going uphill over here a lot faster. Strange. It uses the horn instead too much. Wait. Won't see the next. That's a shame actually, but we won't be able to see the next water what? Look at the hull in front of us. It's quite a nice view actually, with both trains leaving the same station. All that. This is actually why I played this game, because it was like this. Not because of things like that. We already need to extend this even more. We got this warehouse, and I think that's one of the problems. I hope everything works. Just good and drop this one off platform 1. it's always going on this track. Same time, seeing all these trains passing under and over and everything. Also quite nice. See, that works, otherwise it's very likely it would have been waiting for one of the other ones, the other trains to leave. So this is actually a really good decision. And we're going to speed to pick stuff up and eventually picking up coal, going to Strasbourg, deliver the coal, picking up coal, going to Strasbourg, and done. Okay, released. It's going quite fast actually. Way too many horns. Look at this. If we have time, well, I think we do have time left. If there's time left, we will actually switch to one of the express trains. How that? Those are going quite fast by now. That must be very interesting to watch that. Station, yeah. It's waiting for one that's entering. Okay. There's 6 platforms, but still that space. At least one thing is, one question I had in the previous episode is being addressed, and that's the balance part. Looks like I have room for at least 3 more printers. So 199,999,999,999 is a possibility. I don't know if I'm able to make that, but then in 1856 we did almost 30 years, and I have 60 years to go, something like that. This one is actually really consuming with everything. Here's one of the other ones, the holder. Also being served. We can't see the coal cars. Slow. Ah, if they add small Easter egg detail, can't see it. Well, these are the coal cars, and the iron cars are actually looking the same. So they're quite empty. Let's go into first person mode now. I'm going to use the horn now. That's me. Going to do this trick twice actually, but instead going back of the truck more, or I simply need a lot more coal as I need iron over there. That one is also nice. Twelve chemicals. Sixty compound. Going there again. Yeah, this looks nice. Going to be that first, or looks like it. Looks like it, but it isn't. It would make sense actually. An empty train accelerates a lot easier as a full train. Not to mention stopping is also a lot easier when empty. So it would be a lot easier if the empty train waits for a full train to pass and then follows, slowly catching up. I was thinking we should reset at some point. There's something walking over there. I think it's a cat actually. It's very hard to see. Look at speed gauge. If I compare this to the rocket, this one is accelerating so fast. That's the problem. Down the speed, the sun stops. I have still no idea why. advantage. This time we do have somewhat better view on the train. See this. Probably won't be able to keep up with it. First it was going at full speed. The way the stages are looking more easy as well. Oh, and something else. The problem I had with La Rochelle is the population not growing is solved. That patch that removed the ghost AI deliveries actually works very well. So, unloading. Station is getting very crowded even. $16,000. Still have small, no, we don't have the small cars, we got bigger cars now. At least for passengers and mail. the future game I will actually do things differently. With that I mean I will centralize the warehouse, then check where things are coming from. So in this case, iron, steel, and later oil will be processed in certain cities, and there will be a warehouse like further to the northwest, actually pick up the oil or whatever is produced with it and deliver that. I'm going to do the same thing for paper, for steel, or tools. I can serve large enough areas with it. That also means that I need to reserve certain plots and cities or buy up industry and actually rebuild. And we have a new trick with that. Don't have to demolish industries anymore. There's a switch industry, button in the picture of the industry itself, and if you click at it, you can replace it with something else. It doesn't work all the time. I don't think it works for Europe, but it does work for the industrial citizens. So that's a nice feature. I don't know if it's always been there or if it's added after I started this game, but it certainly is a nice thing. Show you how this one is going to load up. Come on, quarry. No, I can't. I can only demolish it. If we pick Luxembourg and then breweries, switch industry, I can actually pick the ones I want. Like meat, drop it, and the other ones will be removed. I'm not going to do that right now. What I will do is upgrade it. Because we're already loaded. The iron is having a similar car as the coal. So let's do the front one. And we have a height increase, so that's why we're going to increase the scale. seriously thinking about putting on a bottleneck that I actually was about to mention the wrong name for the trainers just asked me that question. Yeah, that holder is ridiculous. It's a small one actually for so much power, at least in my opinion. Train-wise, locomotive-wise, would be quite nice. We will also use the time to gather all those points to optimize some stations, or maybe some tracks, maybe adding more routes, get a better flow of things. One of the things I actually can do is copy a route and let it run with similar trains to do the same thing at the same time. Like copying this one so I have two trains delivering according to Strasbourg and things like that. So I am able to increase production. not going to check how much he earned this time. Oh, he checked. So I'm able to unlock that one. Complete. I'll wait and unlock the bridge. Holding my drone this one. 5% reduction on tunnel and 5% reduction on bridges. Yep. And this is 5% reduction in auction cost, so that comes to 20. This combined with him is actually increasing the being loaded. Okay. Let's see. That's what steel looks like. This load 2020. So basically the game has been under development since 2020. This is what steel looks like. Off to Luxembourg, so let's follow it. So partially we're going to do the trick we've done before, that at some point we're going to make a turn to the left. Well, Iron Mine we actually went to the north, we're going to the west this time. I think it's going over a bridge. So right after this one, I'm going to take the bridge. Seeing it from this point of view, instead, I doubt it for actually better. I mean, this looks quite real with the tracks underneath and all that. Means I am actually happy with some nice solutions. sure if you're able to pick up the views. Let's hope you can, because I do know they'll be late. Look, 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 look. Bid. So I paid $7.42 and I got 20% bonus. No, I don't get a 20% bonus, I get a 10% discount. I paid $5.93. More important, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 14. These two have been coming up a lot. And at some point I finally managed to get it to go. So that's why I was a little bit faster to react this time. This way I am gaining on research. That's nice. This one is also very useful, light bulbs, and of course reliability. And electrical does show nice. Some breakdowns. There'll be some that's over there. He's flying. There's probably something behind me. Ah no, it's off. The Doppler effect is nice. The Doppler effect is quite nice. Don't catch up on that train? Well, if it's going to do maintenance in that station, it is. Oh, left? Maybe not going to catch up with that express train. Train transport route. Now it's just that routes are just we are riding like us fly trains for other cities. I already noticed with ultra routes that sometimes picking up items needed 2 or 3 stops later. It may complicate things a little bit. Think about a way to get this worked out. Because the train is reversing here twice. Reverse, and the better option would be to split and then come back. But I have no idea how to do that yet. Another bridge is a possibility. Tunnel is a possibility. Then probably 4 grids, 4 track grid, something like that. As said, I'm not sure because it also depends which side tracks actually end up in my pocket. Which side do I want? So that's good news, because I can extend those tracks up to the point where I had the switches right now. It will certainly save time for that. Let's see what we have here. If I remove just that and turn this switch off, I need to end up on the right side of the switch. Which means I need to go underneath here. It's before the supply tower actually. Don't tell me you're going to ruin my plan, game. It is? Okay, so I need to do something else. In that case, I can do something else. This is not going to cross that. Stop again, just stop doing that game. What the heck do you want? Up or down? So, hey, this should actually work. What the heck? This is supposed to work better. Being loaded. This is going to take some time now, because lots of recalculations being done. I just let it go until everything is working as intended. $2 million? I don't think that's that bad. Let's see. Income dropped by 3 million. Yeah, that's found here. And freight dropped. That will increase probably. 65 million on the locomotives. They only had 182 in the previous one. 4.4 on factories. Yeah, the production loss is too big. The number of breakdowns isn't satisfying too. On the other hand, one share is worth 24 million and the company worth is 2 billion. Don't have to look at this end. This, however, is not good. So we'll have to take a look at something. Rid of. Just then another train passes. Just when I was about to show the logs. This new piece of track is working, so let's see how things are going. I think I'm able to do a trick. Bubbles. Time to speed up. Lots of tunnels this time. Oh, well, makes the rules. These those speed bumps. Another advantage because of this bypass I just made is that Nancy will be much easier to be reached as it used to be before. And we will have to go to pick up that logs only once. So hopefully I'm able to pick up some tools this time. Good so far. Let's see. Yeah, the thing is, or at least I think the thing is, part of these tracks are built by the AI, and I have the feeling that somehow they won't upgrade on the speed of the trains. Getting to Luxembourg now. And while we're unloading, we have 5. There's 18 steel, 22 coming in. And 2, at least 2 tools being produced. There's another steel. brain. Yep. Ooh, yes. We are actually loading tools. I haven't seen the box cars for those yet. 5, 6, 7. So this is what the box cars look like. It actually shows the nails and cones, I think it was, on the side of the car, just at the side of the car, just like with other goods. You can see up here, no, that one's also having. Is that one having tools? Observe, tools, and lid. And let's see how thick this one ends up. But that makes me very happy that the tools are actually being used forward. Also, that means that eventually this distribution system is working, even if it's slow. Which means that in the future game you can actually plan things ahead a lot better. What? Looks like this one has tools too. Yep. Quite a lot. But once we arrive at Malcia, we'll have to check the warehouse cost. Certainly looks as if things are being sent away right away. Just thinking when the plane using coal or wood, so you have a huge plume of smoke and a tunnel, even if you have a ventilation shaft, drive waves would actually pull that smoke out of the tunnel, not from the ventilation shaft, only over time. You would get some sort of downward suction from the shaft following the train until the train was gone, and then when the air settles down, the smoke would go up. Nothing like that, so what's the use of the ventilation shaft that way? Because the only thing I can think of is that it, yeah, like I said, it's used to suck the air in the tunnel, not to blow things out of the tunnel, unless I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm just thinking too much in this game. I should more enjoy it. On the other hand, I am enjoying it, so. This is a spot where I drop it. This part works too. This also means that no, I don't have a problem because it will take in place outwards. platform 1, 2, but platform 3 and 4. Track 3 and 4 I used. Passing through from Nancy to Strasbourg and eventually the coal mine. I think I need to increase complexity. Looks like with all the traffic, in particular for the warehouse, more space. Things. Set. Let's check. Let's see. So we have 2 tools. That's it. Where's my steel train? Ah, it did get the tools by itself too. That explains. So off to Schmid. And from Schmid we're going to Strasbourg, Schmid, Strasbourg again. We also need to do this one. Had an iron industry. Stupid. steel industry plant here. Oh, stupid. Okay, so we have pottery. We have an idea. Garde copy. But instead of Ackerman, I'm going to do that station near that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. Let's see how long it takes. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to do a pottery production. New line. This is no. This is the one we're going to follow next episode. To start, anyway. Let's see. There we are. So, there's one more thing I need to do. That's already a level 3. That's where my money loss comes from. Now that's fine. Okay. So next episode we're going to follow the pottery for a bit before we actually move to a passenger train. And in between we also keep an eye on research so I can slowly upgrade that one. Although this one is nice, that one is, well, that one is nice. Its reliability and the black box are very important. We won't make it to 1860 in the next episode, but we will be getting closer. So for now, thanks for watching everybody, and I do hope you've been enjoying this. I did. It's actually fun, this. Seeing how the trains are doing with the highest speeds is really nice. So, I hope you have a good week, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.